Hello and welcome back to Mental Health Toolkit. My name is Annie and today we're going to talk about the distress tolerance skill called Crisis Survival Network. I have a couple other videos where I talk about what happens for us when we're in distress, what that kind of looks like in our brain and our bodies. That is the video called Triune Brain with the hand model of the brain that you can look at. And then I have another video called Improve the Moment, and that is a skill set that you can use when you're in high distress. So today I'm going to talk about another skill that you can use when you're in distress to help calm yourself down. So when we're in distress and overwhelm and we either feel like or we truly can't solve a problem in that moment or maybe ever, we can't change the way another person is, we can't change a certain situation of maybe how our job is set up or a family member that we're frustrated with or whatever the situation is, we can engage in distress tolerance to calm ourselves down and to care for ourselves. On Jen Hatmaker's podcast, she asks her guests a question that she got from Barbara Brown Taylor. And that question is, what is saving your life right now? I really like this question as we're talking about crisis survival because we need to be thinking about what are those things that get us through when everything else seems to fall apart, when everything else seems to fail, what things help us stay grounded, remind us we're human, remind us we're not alone, remind us there's more out there than just our crisis. And my answer to that question of what is saving your life right now are three things. Warm, sunny days is one of those things. Our weather has finally fully turned from winter and kind of a cooler spring to warm spring, summer mode. And that is so refreshing to be able to walk outside and feel warm temperature on my face and the sun on my skin. Staying away from a lot of news outlets right now is really important in my life. Our world is going through a lot right now. As I'm making this video, we're going through the COVID-19 stay-at-home orders and wearing masks and being really careful about going out. And there's a lot of stuff in the news and politics and opinions about what is and isn't going on. And so as much as I want to know and be aware and in the know of what affects me and what I need to be doing, staying away from day in and day out news is really important for my mental health. And then finally, taking bike rides with my family is saving my life right now. Being able to get outside, do something that's exercise and something my whole family can do together that is safe, again, during this time of needing to stay at home a lot and also allows us to have a positive moment of connection. So be thinking about that question for yourself. What's saving your life today, right now? So as we talk about Crisis Survival Network, keep in mind that this skill is about being willing to accept that life is difficult right now and help is needed. So that acceptance piece is very important, that you need to kind of look at what is really challenging that you maybe have no control over and accept that you need some help. And some of that help is going to need to come from outside of yourself. We all need a crisis survival network. A lot of times people think the word crisis and they think, well, I don't really think I'm ever in crisis, or right now I'm not experiencing crisis. And that's great. And yet we're not always referring to those major mental health crises where you might need to be hospitalized. We're not referring always to maybe feeling suicidal or self-harming or having a addiction problem, even though those do fall into needing a crisis survival network. But it can be things such as having a really challenging relationship in your life that sometimes maybe flares up, or having a difficult work experience where it's just building and building and building and you feel like you've had enough, or having a significant conflict with a friend and you're needing help from outside sources to figure out what to do. So those, it's on a continuum when we talk about crises. So I have this handout that you'll have access to in the comments section below. I'll put the link to that as well as the description section of this video so that you can see what a crisis survival network kind of handout looks like. It offers 5 different categories to be looking at, and to be prepared for. So the first one is talking about warning signs that you might be in crisis. And those warning signs include thoughts, moods, body sensations, images, behaviors, or situations that you're having a bad day, having a difficult time, or feeling an urge to act problematically. So some of those thoughts might be, I'm a failure, I never can achieve anything, or nothing is going well today, I might as well just go to bed and hope for a better day. An experience might be, or situation might be, there's a high level of stress in your family, or a certain family situation, or in a friendship, or at work you're starting to feel pretty burned out or really stressed out. Being really hard on yourself or being really hard on others is one of those. Thinking somebody else is doing everything wrong or thinking you're doing everything wrong is a signal. Behaviors like oversleeping or not getting enough sleep, overeating or undereating, starting to engage in self-harm behaviors or in addictive behaviors, those things we want to watch for. The second category is activities that you can do or coping skills that you can use. So some of those could be mindfulness skills. I have a couple videos. One is on square breathing, one is on body scan, and one just describes mindfulness overall and helps you notice your 5 senses to help calm yourself down. All of those would be really good skills to use in this category. Being self-compassionate, being kind and gentle with yourself. Using that improve the moment skill that I have a video on. A lot of people talk about prayer or meditation or a mixture of both that help them, that even if they don't have access to another person to support them, that they can turn to God or kind of meditate on something that's important to them. Comedies or in TV shows or movies are really helpful. Going on a walk, a bike ride, doing gentle exercises, and music is a big one as well that a lot of people engage in. The third category is ways that you can make your environment safe. So that refers to people, places, and things that you want to look at. What is safe and what is not safe? So you might have somebody in your life who maybe sometimes is a safe person, but sometimes isn't. And so you may want to avoid spending time with that person for a period of time. Or there might be certain groups that aren't as safe as others, so avoiding places that maybe perpetuate your overwhelm and distress. Getting rid of means of self-harm or suicidal thoughts or plans. Being in contact with safe people makes your environment safer. Having a room or a space in your house or your apartment or wherever you're living that you create some calm in, that you can go to, that if everything else is chaotic, you can still go to that place in your area that you live in and feel calm. The fourth category is people in safe places that can provide healthy distraction. So that could be good friends, that could be support groups like AA or NA, Grief Share, Celebrate Recovery, support groups like Al-Anon for people who have family members or close friends that deal with addiction, and NAMI groups, N-A-M-I. I know we have a local chapter at our library where people can go, and it's support for people who have family members or close friends with mental health issues. So it provides support to those people with family members with mental health issues. Churches are safe places often to find some support, small groups, supportive family members. And then the fifth category of Crisis Survival Network is safe people that you can call or visit. So you might attend a support group or you might be a part of a small group, but there might not be every single person in that group that you feel so safe with that you could call at 2 a.m. because you're falling apart or because you need some extra support. But there might be one person from that group that you feel really connected with, the group leader or one of the members. You might have a really close family member that you feel very supported by. There might be a chat room that is a healthy chat room online, or I know some people who really like to game online, and they've found some significant support and connection in communities like that. You want to be careful with internet use of finding support, but there's a lot of really safe, healthy ways to find support in groups online. And then there's hotlines as well that you can find support. So I hope you take a look at the handout. Looks like this, and I'll provide the link to it. And take some time to fill that out or consider what those things are for you so that you can have your crisis survival network when you're faced with really difficult times. As always, please practice being kind to yourself.